Hey there, Heather. Ho there. Jeff Cutterdine welcoming you to another In the Pocket Bowling 1991 tournament. We went through 32 men and no perfect games this time to prevent things from happening. But anyway, it's 1991. We're down to the final 16. We have ourselves Pete Weber versus Don Moser. The way it worked out was that the highest score would take on the lowest score of the winners. All the winners, their numbers would be there, and then we would determine the matchups and all that. So Pete Weber had the worst score, winning score 200 when he beat Ferraro. Moser beat Hromek. So Pete Weber a 215 average against Don Moser 212 average. Pete Weber goes first. You know the guy that says, "Who do you think you are?" I am. Pete will. How do we do this again? Um, visible. Oh, visible. Anyway, 661. That is a 13. That's a strike. Don Moser. There's a 663. Unfortunately, that would be 15, but that's a pair of sixes. So a pair of sixes means back one frame, but they give him a spare. Second frame for Moser. There's a 545. That is a spare. So nice job by him. It would be a normal spare 15, but the sevens spare, that's what he gets. There's a 341. That's a spare. He'll get 20 for the first frame. Third frame is a 411. That's a the 411. That's a spare. So six. That's a spare. Moser. Throws a 245. That's a K. That's 11. That's a strike. Fourth frame. He throws, and it's a 416. That's a tribal area code. Also worth 11 points. That's a strike. Weber throws 365. That's 14. That's a K. Fifth frame. He throws a 134. That's a 8, and that is a 8 spare. A spare. So anyway, Moser throws a 561. That's its third straight turkey. Gobble gobble. Sixth frame. He throws 632, another strike. So four straight strikes for him. Weber throws a 366. That's a spare. Well, 8 balls for his first ball. So he's at 96 through 5. Seventh frame. He throws a 621. That's a spare with 9 balls. 9 points. Moser throws a 251. That's a spare. 8. He throws 8, and then he throws a spare on 8. He throws a 531. That's a 9. That's a 9 plus 9 spare. So 9 on the short frame and then knock down the spare. Weber throws a 324. That's a 9. That's a 9 with a spare line on 9. He throws a 165. That's a strike. Moser throws a 425. That's a strike. He's at 184. So Moser would go first, but they go with the guy trailing behind, Weber. He throws a 661. That's a strike. So 13. That's a K. Well, back is frame actually. He throws a 522. He misses the strike. He has to settle for a spare, which he makes for 203. Much higher, but I don't think you win. Moser just has to throw a good ball. Out of the pocket chart. What's going on? He throws a 4 for triple 4. So 3 of a kind, so that's a spare. So he wins anyhow with a 2 something. His third ball, he will throw an 8. So that's 222. So Moser throws a 222 to beat Pete Weber. 222, 203. A massive upset, if you will. Moser beats Weber. So he will move on to the quarterfinals. Now, a reminder that the scores from this matchup, the 8 high scores, go from 1 to 8, 2 to 7, 3, 6, 4, 5. So anyway, it will be a best of 5. Is it best of 5 or best of 4? Anyway, let's go back to the singles. We have we will have Parker Bone versus Steelsmith. So we're going to go Steelsmith versus Bone next. Rick Steelsmith, nice American motif on his shirt. 214 average against a 217 average of Parker Bone the third. Steelsmith will throw first, and he throws a 264. That's a 12. That's a K. Parker throws a 1-2-2. That is a 5. That is actually not good for him throwing a 5 because that's an open frame. Second frame, he throws a 1-5-5. That's a strike. Pair of 5 would be back 2 frames, but 11 points. That's a strike. Steelsmith throws a 1-1-6-1. That's an open frame for him, and 8. One frame. Damn. If it was not a 6-1-1, it would have been a spare. Tell me. Next up is a 2-3-6 for Steelsmith, and that's a strike. Parker Bone throws a 1-1-2. Oh, and he missed. He fumbled and missed the pin. He throws a 2-1-1. Once again, he's thrown 2 open frames in a row. He has faltered. He might be hurt. Steelsmith with a strike. On 5, he throws a 3-4-6. That's 13. That's a K. Bone throws a strike, but I think it's too little too late. On 6, he throws a 4-2-3. So 63-3-5. Steelsmith, he keeps striking. That's 11. Steelsmith looking pretty good. On 7, he throws a spare. Parker throws a spare there. On 8, it's a 101. Steelsmith throws a strike. 157, 101 through 7. I think they'll let Parker Bone throw balls. He might as well. He throws a spare, and I don't think he'll get to 157. No, he does. He doesn't even get to 157. A 147 from Parker Bone the third. The guy who threw a 212 to beat Vespi. Steelsmith beat Miller. Anyway, never mind. But remember, points do matter. And he throws a strike 4-4-6. 153 on 10. He throws a 5-2-4. That's a strike. 3-5-5. That's a strike. He's got 237 for sure. So he's got at least 237. And he strikes to win the match at 247. A 247 for Steelsmith with 1 open frame. Parker had 2 open frames, third and fourth. So by 100 points. Well, 247 for Rick Steelsmith. That was pretty impressive. He threw 10 strikes. He threw 4 straight from 3 to 6, and then the last 5 balls were all strikes. So Steelsmith puts up a 247 to put himself in a good numbers. And now let's keep going. Westlake, Gable, and Couch. Nope. Branham, Farkle, Palumbi. We'll go Palumbi. Oh wait, there's Farkle. Farkle versus Gable. All right, our third matchup in this one will be Brian Gable, whose average is 214.8 against Eric Forco, who is 217, and he's a lefty, which is unusual. Anyway, first up, Gable starts, and he throws a 3-3-2 for 8, and that's a spare. Forco throws a 1-3-4, that's 8, that's also a spare. Second frame, a 4-1-5, that's 10, just enough for the strike. Gable throws a 2-5-6, that is 13, that's a strike. And then he throws a 6-4-2 for a strike. That's 12. Forco throws a 2-2-3 for 7. On to 4. 1-2-3, and that is 1-2-3. Play with me. Uh-oh. That is open frame. Gable. 3-5-6. He takes advantage by throwing a K on the board. Then on 5, he throws a 3-1-2. That's a 6. That is a 8, and then a spare. Volker throws a 2-3-1. Another open frame, so he's in deep trouble. Then he throws a spare, 4-1-4. Gable throws a K on the board. He's basically got this one. And then another K. Forco throws a 4-3-6. That's a strike. On 8, he throws a 5-4-2. That's a strike. Gable throws another strike. I think he's got this one. Forkle on 9, he strikes. Then on 10, another strike. That's 4-pack. Forkle throws a 6-6-1. That's a strike. One more strike. And he throws a strike for 215. Gable on 9 throws a 2-5-5 for a strike. I think that's basically a game set match. Forkle throws a 215, which is pretty good, but that's not going to win. Gable's going to win with a 2-something. He throws another strike. And then he throws another strike. So he's got 6 straight strikes. He's at 258. He's definitely going to be at 260 something. The highest he can get is 268. And he finishes with a 12. That's a strike. That's a 268. Well, Gable threw a 243 to get rid of Mike Albee, a good guy. And Forkle threw a 223 to get rid of Norm Duke. So they both had to face tough opponents. But Gable throws a 268, a great match for him. No open frames and 10 strike. His last 7 balls were Ks. Gable does his job. And we'll do one more match for you. And Williams. Walter Ray Williams Jr. Oh no, sorry, that's not. That's R. Williams. I gotta be careful. So it's Ron Williams, sorry. Against Solons. My apologies. Walter Ray won the 2007 tournament. So it will be Ron Williams and Harry Solons. Williams throws a 217, Solons 213. Ron Williams beat Moscato, and Solons took care of McDowell, if you must know. Ron Williams will go first, and he throws a 4-6-4. That's 14. That's a K. Solons throws a 6-1-5. That's 12. That's a strike. Second ball, 5-3-6. That's 14. That's a K. Ron Williams, 6-1-4. That's 11. That's a strike. On 3, he throws a 3-1-2. A 6 normally, but his card, a 6 is a strike, whereas for Solons, it's an open frame. Solons throws a 3-2-6, so that's 11. That's a K. On 4, he throws a 5-3-5. 13, also pair of 5 is back 2 frames. Well, he gets straight. Williams throws a 2-2-1. His luck had to run out sooner or later. On 5, he throws a 2-2-5. That's a spare. Solons throws a 5-4-3. That 2-1. Boom. That's a strike. He throws a 1-3-1. So he had 5 strikes to start the campaign, but couldn't finish it. Williams throws a 6-2-4. That's a K. On 7, he throws a 1-2-4. That's a spare. Solons throws a 1-6-1. That's an open frame. That might actually have Williams. On 8, he throws triple 4, 3 of a kind. That is a spare. On 8, Williams throws a 2-3-6. That's 11. And then he throws a 1-3-6 for 10. Solons throws a 1-3-6. That's a strike. Williams will go on 10. 4-4-2. That's 10. And 1-3-5 is a spare. 2-24. We'll see what Solons does. He throws a 2-3-1. Oh, man. And he fumbled it. Ron Williams will win this match with a 2-24. And Solons had a chance to move to the quarters. It was 204, 204 through 9 after that thing. Yeah, it was 204, 204. But Solons, if he had, I guess, struck and then spared, we might have had a tie. But Solons bodged it on the 10th. Ron Williams comes back from his open frame on 4. But there are 4 strikes and win 224, 213. So Ron Williams will move on to the quarterfinals, unless someone gets a 300 game, of course. That's the rule of them. But we'll see what happens next time. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.